Here's the original toolbox of the CRF300L, and here's the toolbox that I want to install instead. Welcome back to the channel, guys, and if you're interested on this upgrade, just follow along. Apart from showing to you how to do this upgrade, let me just show to you what is also the difference, so you can consider if it's the right upgrade for you or not. The only problem that I have with the original toolbox, and I like the toolbox, I like the idea of having this toolbox, is the following. As you can see in here, it is quite dirty, so it is not really waterproof and neither dust proof. So whatever I put in here always gets quite dirty, and it is very small. So if you take a look, they're almost the same size. See, it's almost the same size, but the actual space that you have in here, it's a small square. So it's just an awkward shape to the internals. It's not really optimized to store much in here. I'm able to squeeze a tube in here, but that's pretty much it, and that's really squeezing with a lot of commitment to make it happen. And the reason why I'm upgrading, I want to have one which is dust proof, waterproof, does not require a key to open. So this one here, I can just unscrew like this. And as you can see, I can fit a lot more in here. So it's just a better shape. We're going to start by removing the seat. So you need a 6mm hex key. Now maybe it will look a little bit different on your motorcycle, but it's the same screw. The only difference in here is that I have the rear rack, but it will be the same on your motorcycle. So you can see in here that you have a flanged spacer. So you just pull the spacer out, and you do that on both sides. With the flanged spacers out on both sides, you're going to lift the back and then push the seat towards the back like this. Now remove this screw using a 5mm hex key. Now looking from the top and left side of the motorcycle, there's a plastic pin. You have to push right in the center of it. And then once you push it in, you're able to remove it. To remove the side panel, you're going to pull towards you. And then you can disconnect the front. Using a Phillips head screwdriver, remove this screw. Now remove this screw, also with a Phillips head screwdriver. So now here carefully, you're just going to pull a little bit, don't need too much force, and you're going to see that inside there is another Phillips head screw. Here I'm using a magnet just to fish the screw. Here it is. The last screw you cannot access from this side, you have to go from the bottom. So the screw is approximately in here. I recommend it to come with your hand. Just try to feel it. So I'm unscrewing it now. So here you can see where the screw is. And if you access from the bottom, see, it's right in this corner in here. When you now look inside this compartment, you're going to notice that there will be some holes in here, some passages, since we have removed the toolbox. What I like to do is to use some moldable silicone and just close all of these holes to really eliminate any chance of water getting inside this box. There isn't really right or wrong, just take a little bit of moldable silicone depending on the size of the hole. Just locate the hole, make sure it's clean, and then you add the moldable silicone with your finger. It's very simple, you can't really do wrong in here. So here you can see that there's another hole. So I just take a bit of moldable silicone and put it over it. Now it's already the next day. I left the silicone to dry out on the holes that were previously used to fixate the original toolbox. So to fixate this toolbox to your CRF300L, there will be two ways of doing this. In either case, I recommend you to use these volet straps. So these are straps that are made of a rubber material, so it has some tension to it. And one way is going to be a little bit harder, and the other one is a little bit easier. Now, the easier way is in combination with the side luggage support. If you already follow the channel, know that I have a step-by-step guide showing how to install the side luggage support from Adventure Spec, so you do not need to adapt anything. The idea is quite straightforward. Let me show to you. This toolbox has this flat section here on the back, and I'm just going to line it up against the side luggage support. This strap is available on Amazon. I'm going to leave the link here for you. And the reason why it has to be rubber, you are able to then to stretch it and loop on the spin that is here, and it's always under tension. So if you see here, there's a tension being applied to it, and that's what you want to achieve. So you don't want to use a strap made of fabric, because if it is made of fabric, it is rigid and is not going to maintain this tension on the toolbox. Looking here on the side luggage support, right on this section, you see that there's a little notch in here. See, this part is recessed, there's a notch. So that's where the strap is going to go over. And this is going to loop on this hole, which is here at the top. See, like this. You're going to take your strap that I'm going to insert this way. Now we take the toolbox, put it in place. So when I'm doing this movement here, I'm putting tension, I'm stretching this rubbery material. Now here you're taking a look from the inside, see where the strap follows along. Now let's take care of the additional material. You're going to position this little plastic clip in here more towards the back. And then I fit the strap. Put tension, and I'll just tuck in the excess strap. Now let me show to you more or less what you want to achieve if you decide to do the same change. Look at the position of the straps and how far apart they are from each other. Once you're happy with the position and everything looks to be in place, you have to make one final test, which is to compress the rear shock to make sure that the toolbox is not touching the chain guard. Let me show to you. In case you don't have the side luggage support, is it still possible to do this adaptation? Yes, but you have to use your common sense in here. Initially, my idea was to create a passage for the strap that would allow me to loop over the frame of the motorcycle, pass through the previous plastic box that served as a fixation for the toolbox, and then catch this toolbox from underneath. Do I think that's possible? Yes, but the message that you need to get out of this video, this is a guideline. I have tested the setup that I'm showing to you in here, so I'm just sharing how has been my experience. If you have a different motorcycle, a different toolbox, you just have to then look at your motorcycle and see how can I fixate this and if there is enough space. Hopefully this video was useful to you and gave some inspiration in case you're thinking about doing this upgrade. That's it. I see you on the next video. Bye-bye.